Hi, and welcome to Tony's Cool Tools. I really appreciate you being here. In today's video, I'm going to show you the progression of many Woodhounds out there, as well as showing you an awesome tool. Typically, we start out by splitting wood for personal use or to sell a few cords and make a few dollars. And as a side hustle, you graduate to making bundles. And for a value add, which is becoming extremely popular, kindling, both in the small pieces for the solo stoves or the deck stove, or the standard stuff for your fire pits. I had made a video on the Granberg chainsaw mill and how versatile it is. Well, in today's video, I'm going to show you the next evolution. And if you think this was good, stay tuned. And how many times do we come across a tree like this that we're felling, and it's a sin to cut because it's over 40 or 50 feet tall with no branch collars on it whatsoever. So the tool I'm going to show you today is the Logosol F2 Plus chainsaw mill. At the recent Wolf Ridge Firewood Frenzy, I met the folks from Hartville Hardware, the largest distributor of the Logosol chainsaw mills here in the U.S. And you folks in Ohio are extremely lucky. Not only do you have the Paul Bunyan Show, but you have Hartville Hardware as well. They're a hardware store with 305,000 square feet, or 7 acres under roof. And not only that, if you like the color green, they're a John Deere dealer and a steel dealer, and on top of that, they sell Wolf Ridge as well. How much better does it get for us Woodhounds? Now, Logosol is a family-owned Swedish company, and not only do they make the F2 and the F2 Plus manual chainsaw mills, but they also make several gas-operated bandsaw mills as well. And when you order the F2 Plus Logosol chainsaw mill, you're going to get 7 boxes delivered to you. And similar to another Swedish company called IKEA and their famous motto, "Some assembly required." Now you can plan on spending 1 full day for assembly and setup. However, the instructions are very well written and take you through step by step. And not only that, there's a QR code under each step. So you can hit that QR code, it'll take you to a video, and that video takes you to the spot where you're working on it to make sure you're doing it right. Let me give you some specs on this Logosol F2 mill. It's made totally out of anodized aluminum, so it's super strong and maintenance-free. You don't have to worry about it rusting if you leave it outside. The guide rail here is 13 feet 1.5 inches, and you do get 2 log lifts right over here. Both mills come with 2 log dogs, and all you do is slide them over, lock them into place, and then use the cam lock here to secure the log in place. And the total weight of the F2 Plus is 143 pounds. As I mentioned previously, Logosol makes 2 chainsaw mills, the F2 and the F2 Plus, and the only difference is the diameter of the log that you can put on. The F2 Plus is 27 inches or 27.5 inches, and the F2 is 19 3/4. To give you a reference, this log right here is 20 inches. These log lifters here can handle a log that weighs 2,000 pounds, and it does it with the auto locking system. By cranking the handle over there, it raises the log up. Every click, every audible click that you hear is 1/4 of an inch. So if you're doing a board that's 1 inch, you do 4 clicks, plus you do 1 more, which is the width of the kerf. So with 5 clicks, you're ready to saw. Now the F2 and the F2 Plus can mill a log that's 12 feet 5.5 inches long. But if you need something that's longer, all you need to do is purchase an additional log lift and an extension, and it could be infinite. And what I mean by that is, Logosol holds a world record for cutting the longest 2x4, and that's 127.6 feet. Not sure what you'd need a 2x4 that long for, but it can be done. So as not to make this video super long, I'm going to cover all the accessories that are available for the mill in the next video that I make. And there's a lot of them that make milling a lot easier for you. One of the major assets of the Logosol chainsaw mill is the portability. By taking a few bolts off, I can break this down into 4 pieces here for either transportation or storage. A couple more things before we get to cutting, and that is Logosol recommends using a chainsaw that's 50 cc's or larger. I'll be using my Stihl MS460, which is 76 cc's. And you attach the chainsaw to the carriage here with the supplied bolts that they give you here. You remove your nuts that you have on your chainsaw and you use the adapters that it comes with. Though I have a tractor to load my logs on the mill, if I was working alone, I would make a ramp system like this and then be able to use my cant hook and just roll it up onto the arms, the lift arms here. So I loaded my log here, and now I just want to make sure that it doesn't roll over on me. So I'm going to take the log dogs here, position them in, lock them, and tighten them up. Next, we're going to get ready for our first cut. So I have to raise this up above this area here and make sure that I take that first slab off. And by doing that, I'm just going to crank this up. Now we're going to do the back side. We've positioned our log for our first cut here, both front and rear. And I forgot to mention, I am using a 24-inch bar on the saw. So let's make our first cut. Now that was real time. I'll let you know as soon as I edit the video how long that took. But here's the outcome. Let me take this off. And check this cut out. As smooth as a baby's butt. So now I'm going to reposition the log for my second cut here, and I'm using the Logosol cant hook. I repositioned the log now against the stop here, so we'll make our second cut so we can get a cant out of this. There's our second cut. So originally I was going to make a cant out of this, but after cutting it and my wife seeing this knot right here, she asked if she could have a piece of it for some of her crafts. So I'm going to cut a 1-inch piece of this for her, and then from then on we'll just slab it down. And unfortunately, because this tree had a lot of dips in it, I lost a lot of material as far as the wood is concerned. But it will go to use because I can cut it into smaller sections and have craft wood. So now that we're going to cut a 1-inch slab, it's so easy to index. All I have to do is 4 clicks to get to my 1-inch, plus another click for the kerf of the saw. So you just listen for it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we do the same thing in the back here. Now we're ready to make our cut. So here's the board we just cut. Awesome looking, and it is a true 1-inch board. And as far as the remainder of the log here, I've sketched out a little plan of what I think I could get out of it. I can get 1 2x4 and 3 2x6s out of it. So after milling the last board, I wasn't quite able to squeak out all the material I wanted out of it. But I was able to get 2 2x6s. I have to cut this into a 2x4 because it has edge bark on the edges there, and I was able to get a 1x6 out of it. And that's not including the piece that we cut for my wife, the live edge piece right over there. So out of the one log, we were able to get 5 nice pieces of wood here. After using the Logosol mill, I noticed 3 major advantages that it has. First, I'm working at waist height here with my chainsaw. I'm not bending over like some of the other chainsaws on the market. The second thing is that everything is indexed off of this flat surface here, which is super advantageous. The third thing is the ability to raise my log here. Listen to the clicks, and depending on how thick I want it, just crank it up to the appropriate clicks, and then you're ready to cut. And as far as speed goes, my 76cc saw did well, but if I switch to a 90cc like the MS661 or the 592 Husqvarna XP, I think I'll gain much more time back. So I hope you found this video on the Logosol F2 Plus chainsaw mill informative. Now I will have information on both Hartville Hardware and the Logosol company. So if you've enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Give me a thumbs up as well. And remember, pass it forward. Make the world a better place. And don't be a tool. Watch Tony's Cool Tools. Until I see you next time, have a great day.